Hello everyone and welcome back to the World Cup of Wrestling, the final day of knockout stage matches before we move in to the quarter-finals. And we kick things off here with Canada going up against Germany, as we have Bret Hart going up against Marcel Barthal or Ludwig Kaiser. Depends which way you want to go. Right then, here we go. The referee rings the bell. We are underway with this one. Very interesting match, this one. Of course, both teams did not make it out of the group stages in real life, which was a surprise, I think, for Germany. They thought they should have done so. However, when it came to Canada, Canada were decent, maybe not quite as good as I thought. I thought they'd be slightly better, because they do have a decent squad. There's a lot of very young players in there, though, who I think will be a lot better. And of course, if you don't really follow football or soccer, if you're American, America, Canada and Mexico are actually hosting the next World Cup in 4 years' time. And I think at that point, both America and Canada will be a hell of a lot better than what they were in this World Cup. And they impressed in this World Cup. They didn't necessarily do fantastic well. I mean, obviously the USA managed to get through to the knockout stages. Canada got knocked out in the in the group stages. But both of them, I think, will do a hell of a lot better when they host in 4 years' time. So, I mean, if you're not a soccer fan, then maybe the next 4 years is the time to look to get into it when your country is going to be hosting it. Might be fun. Right hand in the gut there by Bret the Hitman Hart. Boot in the gut as well. And now taking Barthal up into a power bomb position. And going to dump him to the outside. Brutality. Bret now dropping his body weight across the leg of Ludwig Kaiser. And again now dropping a knee across the face of Kaiser as well. And Bret, of course, will be the favourite for this one. And of course, as I already said, the winner of this one will also be taking on the winner of our final match, which is Kofi Kingston versus Cesar Bononi, which will be a little bit later on here this evening. So yeah, it could be a very interesting battle, this one. As Bret happy to try and win this by count out, but he sees Kaiser stirring and knows that he needs to get this one undergo again. I just lost my internet connection. It's a bit annoying. Luckily, we managed to just keep this safe as Bret continues to work over Kaiser on the outside. Kaiser just dumping Bret to the ground and heads back into the ring. Just create a bit of space here, Kaiser. No, he needs the space to try and survive. Bret re-enters the ring now. Kaiser catches him with a boot in the gut and now taking Bret up into a powerbomb position. Bret looking to go for that clothesline, but Kaiser avoids it and drops Bret in that sit-out spine buster, enough for a 2 count. Ludwig Kaiser now bringing Bret Hart back up to a standing base. There's the arm bar, taking Bret down and stamping on the back of the arm. Brutality. And now once again Kaiser now with those spinning toe holds and then the elbow on the inside of the knee. As Kaiser up on top looks to drop the elbow. Bret rolled out of the way. Kaiser now with a strike in the face of Bret and a big elbow in the face once again. Bret drops like a sack of spuds. Kaiser working him over, taking Bret up on the shoulder, in with the air raid slam. And that could be enough. This could be a huge win here for Ludwig Kaiser. Ooh, not quite enough. Kaiser now brings Bret back up to a standing base. Into the turnbuckle. And big boot right in the back of the knee of Bret Hart. Kaiser just slaps him around the face now, taking Bret up onto the top. Bret fighting back there with a boot in the gut. Bret now again tripping Kaiser. Doing the damage. Drops in for the pin for the 1, 2. Nah, I was going to say, I'd be surprised if that was the victory. Wasn't far away though, was it? Bret now sending Kaiser into the corner. Bret now slams Ludwig Kaiser down. And dropping the knees right into the ribs. That looked vicious. Really vicious. And Bret now has the legs, turns him over into that sharpshooter, and Ludwig Kaiser taps. Ludwig Kaiser taps, and Bret the Hitman Hart moves on into the next round of the World Cup of Wrestling. I mean, Bret has... let's say that wasn't... I won't say it's the easiest match, but it wasn't the hardest match he could have had at this stage. Kofi Kingston versus Cesar Bononi waits for the winner of this one, so that should be interesting. Let's have a quick look then. So Bret Hart with a victory moves him up to a +5 for the year, +19 overall. And Marcel Barthel is going to drop down to a -4 in the rankings. There we go. Okay, so big win there for Bret Hart, and for Canada they move in to the quarterfinals. We now know a large chunk of our quarterfinal matches already. Of course, we have one match left, but we already know Malachi Black versus Mansoor, Kazuchika Okada versus Rikidozan, Mark Andrews versus Andre the Giant, and Bret Hart will take on the winner of our final match to come up for you later on today, as Kofi Kingston takes on Cesar Bononi. Good night, God bless, Auf Wiedersehen. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!